I came here today to remind you of something simple, but life-changing. You only live today once. You don't get it back. You don't get to rewind it, and you don't get to trade it in. Yet so many people spend their today living in fear of tomorrow. We worry about what might happen, what could go wrong, what the future may hold. And because of that, we miss the beauty of what's in our hands right now. Worry does not empty tomorrow of its problems. It only empties today of its power. Fear is a thief. It steals your smile, your peace, your sleep, your laughter, and your dreams. But only if you let it. The truth is, tomorrow is not promised. All you have for sure is this day, this hour, this moment. And if you waste it worrying about tomorrow, you are giving away your most valuable possession, the joy of today. Think about it, you're alive. You have breath in your lungs. You have another chance to love, to grow, to fight, to win. The clock is ticking, not to scare you, but to remind you, don't you dare let fear rob you of your joy. So I challenge you today, walk in courage, live in gratitude, laugh even when things aren't perfect, love people while you have them, and hold tight to your joy, because it's not just a feeling, it's your strength. We spend so much of our lives waiting for the perfect time. We say, one day I'll be happy, one day I'll start that dream, one day I'll take that step. But here's the truth, one day is not promised to you. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only time you really have is today. And yet so many people trade the beauty of today for the hope of a tomorrow they may never see. Think about it. Every morning you open your eyes, you are unwrapping a priceless gift. Life has handed you another 24 hours. That's more time to love, to create, to grow, to laugh, and to live. Some people didn't wake up today. Some people don't have the opportunities that you do. But you were chosen to see another sunrise. Don't treat that lightly. Don't treat it like it's ordinary. Today is extraordinary if you decide to see it that way. Too often, we take the present moment for granted because we are too focused on what's next. We say, when I get the job, I'll be happy. When I lose the weight, I'll love myself. When I buy the house, I'll feel successful. But what if tomorrow never comes? What if that future never arrives? Then all we have done is postponed our joy, delayed our peace, and missed the miracle of what we already have right now. Living fully doesn't mean your life has to be perfect. It doesn't mean you have to have all the answers, all the money, or all the success. Living fully means you choose to make the most of what you have today. You laugh louder. You love deeper. You forgive faster. You take chances while you can. You live as if this moment is the only one you've got, because it just might be. When you live like that, fear loses its power, because fear thrives on the future, on what might happen, what could go wrong, what's waiting in the unknown. But when you anchor yourself in today, you starve fear of its oxygen. You shift from worrying about tomorrow to cherishing what you have in this moment. And when you do that, you start to experience a joy and freedom that nothing, absolutely nothing, can take away from you. So I say to you, don't wait for a perfect tomorrow to start living. Don't wait until everything lines up just right. Don't wait until you feel ready. Life is happening right now. Joy is available right now. And today, this day you've been given, is too valuable to waste. Fear is one of the most exhausting emotions you can carry. It weighs down your heart, it clutters your mind, and it drains your spirit before you've even taken a step forward. Fear makes you rehearse failures that haven't happened, play out tragedies that don't exist, and imagine problems that may never come. By the time the day actually arrives, you're already tired, not because of reality, but because fear has stolen your strength in advance. Think about how much energy people waste worrying. Hours spent pacing the floor, lying awake at night, replaying what-if scenarios in their minds. What if I fail? What if they reject me? What if it doesn't work out? And yet most of the things we fear never even happen. But fear doesn't care about the truth. It feeds off your imagination. It paints worst-case scenarios so vividly that you forget to see the possibilities, the opportunities, and the blessings around you. And here's the danger. When fear robs you of your energy, it also robs you of your joy. You can't laugh when your mind is heavy with worry. You can't celebrate when you're focused on what might go wrong. You can't enjoy the present moment when you're stuck in a future that hasn't even arrived. Fear builds a prison without walls, and too many people lock themselves inside without realizing the key is already in their hands. Now, let me tell you something important. Fear is not always loud. Sometimes it's subtle. It shows up as hesitation. It whispers, "Don't try, don't speak, don't move. Just stay where you are." And if you listen to it day by day, it drains your courage until you settle for a smaller life than the one you were meant to live. Fear doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your potential, and it convinces you that playing it safe is better than chasing what sets your soul on fire. But here's the truth. Fear only has the power you give it. It cannot drain your energy without your permission. It cannot steal your joy unless you hand it over. The moment you decide, "I will not be ruled by fear," something changes inside you. Your energy shifts, your joy returns. You stop imagining the worst, and you start creating the best. You take back the authority that was yours all along. So every time fear comes knocking, you have a choice. Feed it with your energy or starve it with your courage. You can let it drain you, or you can rise above it. And when you rise above it, you discover that joy was never gone. It was simply waiting for you to reclaim it. Worry is like paying interest on a debt you don't even owe yet. You spend energy, time, and peace on something that hasn't even happened. You lose sleep, you lose focus, and you lose joy, all because your mind is living in a future that hasn't arrived. And here's the truth. Worry has never solved a single problem, not once. Worry doesn't fix tomorrow, it only ruins today. When you sit and worry, you trick yourself into believing you're doing something useful. Your mind runs in circles. You play out every possible outcome. You prepare yourself for disaster. But when it's all over, nothing has changed. The problem is still there, and now you're exhausted. Worry gives you the illusion of control, but in reality, it controls you. It steals the peace that could have carried you through today with strength. Think about how much of life is wasted in worry. People sit at their jobs worried about losing them instead of excelling at them. People worry about failing before they even try, so they never start. People worry about getting old instead of enjoying the years they have. Worry keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear that paralyzes you from moving forward. And at the end of the day, most of what we worry about never even comes true. Worry also blinds you to solutions. When your mind is consumed with fear of what might go wrong, you cannot see what could go right. You miss the creative ideas, the open doors, the helping hands, because your vision is clouded with anxiety. Peace sharpens your mind, but worry dulls it. Peace opens your heart, but worry hardens it. Peace gives you clarity, but worry leaves you confused and drained. And the worst part, while you're busy worrying about tomorrow, you miss the beauty of today. You miss the laughter of your children, the warmth of the sun, the opportunities in front of you. You are physically present, but mentally absent, living in a future that isn't even real yet. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges. But if you've already wasted today worrying, you'll face tomorrow weaker than you should. So understand, this worry is not preparation, it is sabotage. It is not wisdom, it is waste. Worry does nothing to prevent tomorrow's storms, but it does everything to rob you of today's sunshine. The most valuable thing you will ever own is not your car, not your house, not your money. It is this moment right now. You can't go back and change yesterday. You can't fast forward and control tomorrow. But you have this moment, and what you do with it will shape everything that comes after it. Too many people treat the present as if it's small, but the truth is, it's the most powerful tool you have. When you learn to treasure the present moment, life begins to feel richer. Suddenly, a simple meal with family feels like a feast. A walk in the park feels like an adventure. A conversation with a friend feels like a blessing. It's not because the world changed, but because you changed the way you see it. Gratitude opens your eyes to the fact that the little things you overlook every day are actually the big things you'll remember tomorrow. But here's the challenge: the world is always pulling your attention away from the present. You're tempted to replay the past, relive regrets, or rush ahead into the future. And in the process, you miss the gift sitting in your hands. The present moment is like sand running through your fingers. You can't hold on to it forever, but you can enjoy it while you have it. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why treasuring it matters. Think about how children live. They don't worry about 5 years from now. They don't stress about yesterday. They play, they laugh, they live in the moment. That's why they are so full of joy. Somewhere along the way, as adults, we forget how to live like that. We get so caught up in responsibilities, deadlines, and what ifs that we forget to just be. But the present is all we truly have, and when we honor it, life feels fuller, lighter, and more meaningful. Treasure the present moment by slowing down. Take a deep breath. Notice the sound of laughter around you, the feeling of the breeze on your skin, the opportunities right in front of you. Don't wait for a special occasion to celebrate life. Make today the special occasion, because this moment right here is the foundation of every memory you'll ever cherish. And remember this: the present is powerful because it is the only place where you can act. You can't make decisions yesterday. You can't take steps tomorrow. You can only live now. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every action you take, it all happens in the present. And when you treasure it, you make every moment count. Many people believe joy comes when life is perfect, when the bills are paid, when the body is healthy, when the relationships are easy, when the career is successful. But here's the truth: if your joy depends on circumstances, you'll never truly have it, because circumstances are always changing. Life has ups and downs, highs and lows, good days and bad days. If your joy is tied to conditions, it will rise and fall like the waves. Real joy is deeper than that. It is a choice, not a condition. Joy is not the same as happiness. Happiness is an emotion, and it shifts with situations. You feel happy when things go your way, but the moment they don't, happiness fades. Joy, on the other hand, is anchored in something greater. It is an attitude, a perspective, a decision you make regardless of what's happening around you. You can be in a storm and still have joy. You can be in the middle of a challenge and still carry a smile in your heart. That's what makes joy so powerful. Choosing joy doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It doesn't mean pretending life is perfect. It means refusing to let your problems control your spirit. It means looking for light even in the darkest places. It means saying, yes, life is tough, but I will not let it steal my peace. I will not let it break my spirit. When you make that choice daily, you discover that joy is more than a feeling. It's a strength that carries you forward when everything else is trying to hold you back. Joy is contagious too. When you choose joy, you don't just lift yourself, you lift others. Your energy changes the atmosphere in the room. Your smile inspires hope in someone else. Your laughter reminds others that life is still worth celebrating. People are drawn to those who radiate joy, not because their lives are perfect, but because they've decided to shine even in imperfection. That is strength. That is power. And here's the secret: joy is available to you at any moment. You don't have to wait for more money, more success, or more comfort. You can choose it now. You can wake up, take a deep breath, and decide, today I will look for reasons to be grateful. Today I will focus on what's good, not just what's missing. Today I will carry joy no matter what happens. That decision is yours, and nobody can take it from you. When you treat joy as a choice, you begin to see it as one of your greatest strengths. It becomes your fuel in tough times, your shield against fear, and your reminder that life is worth living fully. Joy doesn't wait for life to get easier. It makes you stronger so you can handle life as it comes. Fear has a way of turning small problems into giant monsters. It takes a challenge that could be solved and makes it look impossible. It whispers, "You'll never make it, you'll never win, you'll never get through this." Fear enlarges the negative until it becomes all you can see. And the more you focus on the problem, the bigger it feels, even if it hasn't grown at all. Fear blinds your perspective and traps you in a cycle of hopelessness. But gratitude flips the script. Gratitude magnifies what's good. It doesn't mean you ignore the problem. It means you don't let the problem be the only thing in the picture. Gratitude says, yes, life is hard right now, but I still have air in my lungs, strength in my body, people who care for me, and opportunities ahead. Gratitude makes the blessings louder than the fear. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, from what's wrong to what's still right. The interesting thing is that fear and gratitude cannot live in the same space. You can't be overwhelmed with fear and overflowing with gratitude at the same time. One will push the other out. If you let fear rule, you'll always see giants you can't defeat. But if you let gratitude take over, you'll see that you already have tools, talents, and resources to face the challenge. Gratitude shrinks the problem down to size and reminds you that it's not bigger than your strength. Think about it. Two people can go through the same situation, and one crumbles while the other thrives. The difference isn't the problem, it's the perspective. The fearful mind says, "This is too much for me." The grateful mind says, "This is tough, but look at how far I've come already." Fear makes you feel powerless, while gratitude reminds you of your power. Fear makes you a victim, gratitude makes you a victor. And here's the beauty. Gratitude doesn't just change your perspective, it changes your energy. When you choose gratitude, your spirit lifts, your heart lightens, and suddenly you have the courage to keep going. Gratitude attracts solutions, attracts hope, and attracts strength. It gives you the clarity to see possibilities you couldn't see when fear had you trapped. Gratitude opens doors that fear kept locked. So every time fear exaggerates your problems, answer it with gratitude. List your blessings, count what you do have. Speak out loud what is still good, because when you magnify your blessings, your problems lose their power. And you realize you were stronger than fear all along.